1240.
Oh, the curtain lights. This is it. We'll hit the heights. And oh, what heights we'll hit. On with the show. This is it.
Yes, it is. The Mr. Judd Show, the one and only here at Hot News Talk Radio, AM 1240. It is just an absolutely wonderful Monday. If the fog will ever burn off, it's going to be a gorgeous day. Be a nice day to get out and about. So this afternoon, by the time you're off work, hopefully, you can get out and enjoy some of the sunshine and nice weather. And was yesterday not a wonderful and great day? I mean, just a beautiful day yesterday. I mean, just really nice. Ended up going to Chattanooga battlefield. You know, everybody should do that. Everybody that listens to Hot News Talk Radio, AM 1240. I don't care how you listen to us. You can listen to us on your radio. You can listen to us at hotnewstalkradio.com, on your TuneIn app. If you're following us on Twitter or Facebook, which is pretty simple, Hot News Talk Radio, everyone should take some time, about 3 times a year, to go down to Chickamauga Battlefield. It's just when you pull in, you can feel the history. The whole time you're there, you can feel the history. Spent some time hiking around some of the trails, took some trails I've never taken before, but that's okay. Had a good time. Actually, got some pretty good aerial shots of parts of the battlefield. Just a gorgeous day. I mean, it was sunny and light wind, not too hot, just a very, very good day. And then this morning when I turned on the radio and hear the one and only, the great DT, David Tulis, he sounds a little upset. From 9 to 10, boy, he sounded real upset. I thought I need to bring him a Snickers bar or something. And then I get to the studio and I find out why he's upset. And, you know, the adolescent is here. He and I are talking. Now we're all 3 upset. So tomorrow on my show, we have something special planned for you. And we are going to let you know why DT, David Tulis, was upset this morning, why me, Mr. Judd, is upset this morning. And during the digital drive, which follows me from noon to 1, he's going to chime in and let you know why the 3 of us are upset with something that has happened in this wonderful, beautiful studio, brand new studio that we have here in Hickson. Gorgeous studio. I mean, we have priceless paintings on the wall. The carpet in here is a lush, thick carpet. Just the detail work. If you're watching YouTube, it's pretty simple. Go to youtube.com and it's Hot News Talk Radio. Just the detail work and the glass work and the cabinets. I mean, it's just amazing. It's a gorgeous studio, but there's something missing. And we're going to talk about that tomorrow. Did you have a good weekend? I hope so. I had a great weekend. The Mocs had a very good weekend. We'll kind of catch you up on some sports. The Mocs had a great weekend as they beat, I mean, just whipped the heck out of VMI. I'm sorry, Furman. Just beat the crap out of them, 31-3. So that's a big Southern Conference victory for them, and they need that they need to win the conference so they can get in the playoffs. That'd be nice. Be real nice. If you're a Tennessee fan, you got to be happy. If you're a Georgia fan, you got to be scratching your head asking what happened as Tennessee beats Georgia 38-31. Keon Rose has got to be a happy man this morning. He's the host of Clutch, and that's from 1 to 2, and his Longhorns get a huge win over their big rivals, the Oklahoma Sooners. That's big, you know. And that changes the AP Top 25, and we like to give that on Mondays. And we'll go through that pretty quickly because we want to get to some NASCAR. I hope you listened to NASCAR yesterday here on Hot News Talk Radio. We are the exclusive NASCAR radio station here in Chattanooga, and you also got some NFL football. So Sunday was a good day. Number 1 this is from the AP Top 25, and that's this week. Number 1 is Ohio State. They start out number 1. They remain number 1. Baylor's number 2. They were up from number 3. TCU, they flip-flop. TCU falls to 3. They were number 2. Utah jumps up to number 4. Wow. Didn't see that one coming. Clemson, number 5. Number 6 is UCLA. Number 7 is Michigan State. They won, and they fell 3 spots from number 4 to number 7. The Florida Gators, a big win in Missouri. They jump all the way up from 11th to 8th. Texas A&M stays at 9th. Alabama after beating my poor old Hogs. I'm hoping if Arkansas loses out, maybe we'll get the first draft. No, I don't think it works like that, do we? We don't get the first draft pick. I'm sorry. Okay, Alabama number 10. Now they were number 8 and they fell to number 10. I think that's odd that Florida jumped them, even though, I would say, and most people would say Alabama would probably beat Florida head to head. Florida State number 11, Michigan, another shutout by Michigan. What Jim Harbaugh, and I'll take a moment to say, if you look, first-year coach comes from the NFL. Jim Harbaugh steps into Michigan, takes someone else's players and has them playing great. They had another shutout, looked very good on Saturday. They go from 18th to 12th. Ole Miss, who played really nobody, but they still won and won big. They're up from 14th to 13th. Notre Dame is 14. Stanford, number 15. Oklahoma State, number 16. Iowa, who is 6-0, a very, very big surprise there in the Big Ten. They're up from number 22 to 17. UCLA, they moved up a little bit. And they had a good win this week. They're number 18. Oklahoma fell from number 10 to number 19 after losing to Texas. Northwestern, who lost to Michigan, falls from 13th to 20th. Boise State, 21. Toledo, number 22. Cal, number 23. The University of Houston, number 24. And Duke finishes out the number 25 spot there. And Duke's a pretty good team. I've watched them a couple of times a year, and they look pretty good. So everybody get to watch NASCAR and feels good about NASCAR. Joey Logano won at Charlotte. And then, of course, this week they're going to be at Kansas. And this is really weird. The Hollywood Casino 400 is going to be at the Kansas Motor Sportsway. That's going to be 2:15 is the start time on Sunday. And, of course, every race, every lap of every race, of every NASCAR race is here on your official NASCAR station, and that's Hot News Talk Radio, AM 1240. Now, look, on Twitter and Facebook, you need to go to our Facebook. We're seeing a lot of activity there. We're kind of starting to feature some of the shows from everybody, from all the way from David Tulis, myself, the Digital Drive's there. Clutch has a show, one of his shows on there. Even the one and only Cowboy Up with Tex, who's on from 6 to 7. He has a show on our Facebook page. So go and like us on Facebook page. It's pretty simple, Hot News Talk Radio. And, of course, follow us on Twitter. And if you're used to following us on Twitter, you see that we're having a huge smackdown. And it's just going to be a smack down, smack up, smack all around. And that's Wednesday. And that's going to be at 2 p.m. on Wednesday, where your host, a variety of hosts from this radio station, from Tex to Confederate Mike, David Tulis, to myself, Mr. Keon Rose, Russell Stroud, everybody's going to be in here to debate what's going on in Red Bank. And I know you've probably seen the video for now. Now, I'm not going to give too much away because we're actually going to be debating it and going through the video live on the air, 2 p.m. That's on Wednesday. That's this coming Wednesday. And so make sure you listen to it. That'll be October the 14th. Should be a lively discussion. Hopefully there won't be any fisticuffs. Even though, I tell you what, you get David and Russell all riled up. Russell's a karate man. He's a karate dude. The adolescent will not be here either. Everybody has tweeted and said, will the adolescent be here? No, he will not. He leaves after his show about 1:15. He's at the airport and he's flying to Chicago. But I do know this. He said on the Digital Drive today, he's going to be talking about face painting and what it will do to your cell phone. So you want to hear that. I'm anxious to see how he ties those two together. That's face painting and what it's going to do to your cell phone. And that's right after me on the Digital Drive. But this is going to be interesting because, Russell's a karate dude. And then, I'm sure y'all have seen David Tulis. He gets unhinged. And then, Tex, he's from Texas. So what do they say? He's all hat and no cattle. Yeah, I threw the gauntlet down on you, Tex. So bring it on. This is going to be fun. We'll have Confederate Mike in here. And, he always, the thing I like about Confederate Mike, when he can't make his point, he just talks real loud and screams at people. And then they forget what the point is. So this ought to be a lively discussion. And that's Wednesday, 2 p.m. this Wednesday at 2 p.m., and that's going to be October the 14th. You want to hear that. That'll be following Clutch. Clutch is our first in Chattanooga. He has the first sports show, local sports show, where he talks local sports. But also, I'm sure he's going to be gloating. He's going to be gleaming today. He's going to be all happy. His Longhorns won, and I did not give them a shot. And I don't think he did either. But that's what happens sometimes. Well, I hope you had a great weekend. I know I did. We come back. We got a few more things to go through. There was a fire this weekend, and we want to talk about that. Give you a little more information. Is a fire someplace that I had seen the signs many a time, but I didn't know what it was. So after doing some checking, I want to share that with all of you wonderful, wonderful listeners. This is Hot News Talk Radio, AM 1240.
After this cool start with some areas of dense fog, expect some sunshine and warmer weather for today. Highs upper 70s. Tonight, clouds quickly thickening with some showers passing through, lows mid and upper 50s. For Tuesday and Wednesday, though, more sunshine, looking great. Highs 72 to 75. Randy's Pawn Shop in Trenton is having a divorce liquidation auction this Saturday. Gun safes, even Randy's Prize Colt Pistol Collection and Harley all must go at Randy's Pawn Shop just off 559 Trenton. And I'm WDEF News Swallow Chief Meteorologist Patrick Core.
On AM 1240, Hot News Talk Radio.
You give us 12 minutes and 40 seconds, we'll give you Chattanooga and the world.
News Talk 1240.
The Fed raising rates, China's economy in trouble. Don't let headlines derail your long-term financial strategy. I'm Edward Jones financial advisor Patrick Neal. At Edward Jones, we provide the tools for a reasoned, disciplined approach to investing. Stop by my office next to the Target Shopping Center in Hickson, or call me at 423-870-7894. That's Patrick Neal at 870-7894. Edward Jones, making sense of investing. Member SIPC.
Here you are, working to keep your customers happy and to manage your cash flow. IRS problems are the last thing you need, but here they are, flapping about you like vultures. Get help from Eric Pelton and his team of accountants at E.J. Pelton Company. Audits, letters, proposed return changes, 1099s, penalty threats. Pelton Tax Resolution Services brings peace of mind and helps you keep more of what you've earned. EJPelton.com. Offices on Brainerd Road and in Saudi Daisy, just north of the Bilo. That's EJ Pelton. Call 622-3156. Think ahead. 622-3156.
Hey, all you gun enthusiasts! Carter Shooting Supply has just bought a crazy load of guns and is having a crazy huge sale event going on now. A huge inventory of Smith & Wesson, Glock, Ruger, and Taurus all on sale. Taurus guns have a mail-in rebate for $25 to $50. All long guns and all ammo on sale too, just in time for hunting season. Come in and take advantage of this crazy huge sale event going on now at Carter Shooting Supply, or shop from home by going to CarterShootingSupply.com. Highway 58, Harrison. Check our prices before you buy.
Are you tired of working in corporate America, or have you recently lost your job and would like to consider owning your own business? If you are, please call me, as I can help you look at franchises or business opportunities that fit you, the economy that we're in, and the type of businesses that are right in the greater Chattanooga area. After I help my clients find the right opportunity, I also help them find the best way to finance the business, including paying yourself through the startup phase. If you would like to learn more about opportunities that may be right for you, please call me for a free assessment. My name is Bruce Krebs at the Entrepreneur Source. Phone number is 423-875-5621.
If you have the DTs, the shakes, because your phone is on the fritz, you have nomophobia. You need help. Your telecom doctor is in. Cell Surgeon at Northgate Mall. Cell Surgeon yanks open the ribcage of your phone, pries out the dead heart, and puts in the beating life that you lead on your cell phone. Broken screen, phone not charging, water damage, battery given out? Cell Surgeon at Northgate Mall next to Old Chicago Pizza. Check us out on Facebook. Open Sunday. Cell Surgeon. We bring your phone back to life. Mention Hot News Talk Radio and get 10% off.
This is America Now with Meghan McCain.
Al Gore running is crazy. You're flying around in your private jet all over the world, and you want average Americans to care about the environment. Don't you think you should be doing your part as well?
Meghan McCain, weekdays at 7 p.m.
You give us 12 minutes and 40 seconds, we'll give you Chattanooga and the world.
News Talk 1240.
Ooh, baby, it's the Mr. Judd Show.
Absolutely it is. All the way till noon. You get to spend some time with me here on Hot News Talk Radio, AM 1240. 1240. You know, you can always watch us live on YouTube, and that's youtube.com. Type in Hot News Talk Radio. Go ahead and subscribe to us while you're there, because you're going to look down. You're going to see past shows. You're going to see excerpts of interviews and all that good stuff there. So you might as well go ahead and, take some time. It's better. It's the best television that you can watch, YouTube. I was telling you yesterday that I actually went down to Chickamauga and did some exploring and flying and all that good stuff, and was talking, met a couple of folks there and talking to them, and they were all giddy and excited because last night was the premiere of the new season of Walking Dead. And I know a lot of people watch Walking Dead. I mean, it's a very popular show, and I've tried to watch it. I actually watched most of the first season, and then I started realizing, and even tried to watch some of it last night, started realizing that it's basically, I mean, and this is great for the writers and the stars. It's basically the same show over and over and over. It's just they kill different people. And so even last night, if I had never watched Walking Dead, or I'd watched one episode of Walking Dead, outside of there are a few new characters, which they're not going to last, then if you've watched one, you've watched every one of them. And I know people are into it. I'm not trying to offend anyone like I would care, but I mean, it's just one of those shows that I find odd that people are so into, that is the same show over and over. You know what's going to happen. The zombies are going to almost kill one of the big stars, but he gets away or she gets away. And then there's going to be somebody that they have to fight and get away. And then they're going to have to fight some more zombies, and they're going to do that next week too. So I just found that odd. So for all of you Walking Dead fans out there, glory, hallelujah. I know the sponsors and all are glad that you are there. Speaking of sponsors, one of the best ways to really get your message out if you're a small business or thinking about being a small business, is to advertise on the radio. Now, we've got some of the best packages in town, bar none, and that's no BS. I'm telling you, we do. If you would like to know how we can put together a package for you that's very effective and very reasonable, give me a call, 423-521-0284. That's 423-521-0284. Fire at Old McDonald Farm in Sale Creek. Now, this is from WDEF.com. It says there was a fire. Several of the calls were made by motorists who saw smoke coming from the property. When firefighters arrived, they found the barn in total flames. No animals were in the barn. However, farming equipment was there in the barn, and everything was lost, which is terrible. And they were actually closed yesterday, and I'm sure they're going to be closed today. So I've seen this sign 100 times because I go up to Dayton in that area a lot. And I said, well, what is Old McDonald's Farm? And started to pull in there last time I was up there, and I thought, no. So I actually went and I Googled them up, and Old McDonald's Farm sounds like a pretty good place. I mean, if you have kids, especially this time of year, or maybe you just want to kind of get out of the city and, enjoy something. I know, you had a little farm talk on the David Tulis show, but this is a little different. It's actually a working farm, but you get to go in and kind of participate and do some other things. I mean, and it's straight up 27. If you're going up 27, just about where you cross the Hamilton County line, it's on your left there. Price of admission is $12.50. In that, you get a pumpkin patch. They have hay rides. They have a big hay maze, and they've got a corn maze. Now, this corn maze is 4 acres. So if you want to get your steps in that day, be good to go to that. They have these 2 barns, or I guess just one for the small critters and one for the large critters. And depending on if your critter is small or large, that's where they go. Farm life experience. Learn how farms work to get food on your table by helping an interactive farm and barnyard experience. You know what? I'm going to say, I don't care if your son or daughter is 16 or 17 years old. That probably wouldn't hurt for them to go up there. They got a corn crib instead of a sandbox. Yes, that's right. They put the corn kernels on there. So that'd be pretty cool. Got a big giant slide. They got a Uncle Ben's wagon ride. They got the Barnyard 500 where you're pedaling these tractors that are racing, which probably be pretty fun. Pumpkin checkers. And then, for dad or maybe even mom, you take the kids up there, they're having fun, but it's a Saturday and you got to watch Alabama or Tennessee or Georgia or somebody like that. They got the football corral. So they got a bunch of TVs. So you can go, if it's a Sunday, you can watch the Titans or whatever. So, you know, you're taken care of. The kids are having fun. You're keeping up with the game. Why not? Then they got all these extra things you can do. Gym mining. They got a cow coaster, farm golf, pumpkin slingshot, which that might be fun. You know, tell your kid, hey, run out there. But no, shouldn't do that. And of course they have food and stuff. So go to oldmcdonaldsfarm.net. That's oldmcdonaldsfarm.net. I know they've suffered a loss. They're local family. We love to promote local businesses. Why? Because we're a locally owned radio station. That's right. Our owners actually live and participate in the Chattanooga economy. And so does the Old McDonald's Farm. And that's Old McDonald's with an S farm.net. Give them a little love today. They had a fire up there. And so, you know, fall will be a great time to go up there. The corn maze will be a lot of fun. I'm not sure what a hay maze is, but I mean, it's got to be fun. But they got some nice pictures on their website. So just go, you know, let's participate. Let's give back and give to the local folks that are doing good work, doing very good work. So, you know, I mean, here they've had this fire, and so we want to kind of help them out. Speaking of fire, there's gonna be a lot of fire on this radio station on Wednesday when the big smackdown comes, and that's gonna be 2 p.m. It's almost say about 2 p.m. You need to listen, you need to watch, you need to find. You may have to go to the TuneIn app. You know, you can go to the TuneIn app. Pretty simple. It's a free download. Download it. Hot News Talk Radio. Type it in. You can listen to us anywhere at any time. You go to hotnewstalkradio.com or on your radio. If you're out, talked to a route driver the other day. He said he listens to us every afternoon, and we appreciate that. Thank you so much. He listens to Sean Hannity, who is on our radio station from 3 to 5. And then, you know, following him is the only local news station where we're going to give you local news. We're going to give you traffic. We're going to give you weather. Weather may be important today. You don't ever know. You never, ever, 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 never know. All right, you're listening to Hot News Talk Radio, AM 1240. Come back. I guess we need to talk about one of the presidential candidates, the one and only presidential candidate was in town yesterday. We'll kind of talk a little bit about that, and then we'll also see where the liberal media is all upset with him. I guess we need to say something about Hillary. Wouldn't be any fun if we didn't. And, of course, we got some global climate news. Oh, my gosh. Will we make it?
You give us 12 minutes and 40 seconds, we'll give you Chattanooga and the world.
News Talk 1240.
After this cool start with some areas of dense fog, expect some sunshine and warmer weather for today. Highs upper 70s. Tonight, clouds quickly thickening with some showers passing through, lows mid and upper 50s. For Tuesday and Wednesday, though, more sunshine, looking great. Highs 72 to 75. Randy's Pawn Shop in Trenton is having a divorce liquidation auction this Saturday. Gun safes, even Randy's prize Colt pistol collection and Harley all must go at Randy's Pawn Shop just off 559 Trenton. And I'm WDEF News Swallow Chief Meteorologist Patrick Moore.
On AM 1240, Hot News Talk Radio. Compass Media Network's coverage of the NFL. Hi, this is Jerry Recco. Join Kevin Ray, Danny White, and myself for all the action.
Hot News Talk 1240.
If it's the NFL, it's right here.
You give us 12 minutes and 40 seconds, we'll give you Chattanooga and the world.
Hot News Talk 1240.
If the South would have won, we'd have had it made. I'd probably run for president of the southern state. The day Elvis passed away would be our national holiday. If the South would have won, we'd have had it made.
NASCAR, Laura Ingraham, David Tulis, Coast to Coast AM, and CBS Radio News. Chattanooga's news, talk, and sports leader.
Hot News Talk 1240.
You give us 12 minutes and 40 seconds, we'll give you Chattanooga and the world.
Hot News Talk 1240.
Ooh, baby, it's the Mr. Judd Show.
Should I? Thinking about it.
Take it all on.
Okay. I mean, if I have to, you ask, and you were polite.
Nothing takes it off
like me. Nothing takes it off like me. You're listening to the Mr. Judd Show. This is the one and only hot news talk radio. We go from playing Bugs Bunny to stripper music all within the course of an hour. Where else do you find that? Nowhere, nowhere, nowhere. Nowhere at all. Don't forget tomorrow. You know, we got this is like debate week here at Hot News Talk Radio. We got the big smackdown on Wednesday at 2:00. Well, tomorrow, my show, because there has been something. You know how everything's in place and you get your zen and you're happy. And then all of a sudden that one small thing that someone says it's not important, that someone says it's not useful, is gone. And when that's gone, all of a sudden the zen is gone. A mild-mannered reporter, editor, becomes upset on his show. Me, Mr. Happy, spreading joy across the earth, is just a little off balance. The adolescent, a true star in Canada, Chicago, and a little place called Helena, Arkansas. He's just a little off because this one item has been removed. Would you do that? Would you take that one item from your body that you don't even really know you need, but you do? We're going to be talking about that tomorrow on my show. Okay? It's going to be, I'm going to tell you, it's a big thing, and we're going to be talking about it. I'm anxious to see how our sports guy, Keon Rose, when he comes in the studio, he'll notice it right off and go, what's the matter? So this is just, and are we temperamental artists? Absolutely we are. Do we suffer? Well, they do. I really don't suffer, but they do. All right, Dr. Ben Carson draws a huge crowd in Chattanooga, and this is from WDEF. I heard he did come in, and it was it says Dr. Carson is closing the gap on Donald Trump in the Republican presidential nominee race. And there was a huge crowd that showed up for his book signing. It's Sunday, and that was at Barnes & Noble at Hamilton Place. He is a former brain surgeon, and he is really gaining popularity as I don't want to say an outsider in the presidential race, but if you listen to him, is he the most eloquent speaker? Is he someone that talks loud and gets in your face? No. But is he a man that makes sense and has common sense? Absolutely. I like this line. It says, people are just, and this is Dr. Ben Carson saying, people are just looking for some authenticity, or I can't even talk this morning, and truth. Get rid of all the crap. We've got too many problems to solve. Now that right there should be his campaign slogan. And the liberal media is all upset with him. They're all just tore up and, oh my gosh. And the reason being is he was on CNN, and I believe he was talking to Wolf Blitzer. What a name, Wolf Blitzer. I mean, that's like it has to be a stage name. Who would name their kid? If your last name's Blitzer, who's going to name him Wolf? I mean, it's like from the old B movies, the Biff Still and Wolf Blitzer. Anyway, they're all upset because Ben Carson said Thursday that Adolf Hitler's mass murder of Jews would have been greatly diminished if German citizens had not been disarmed by the Nazi regime. Everybody's all upset of that. Tell me what is upsetting about that statement. One of the reasons that we have the right to bear arms is not to hunt, and not to, go to the shooting range, but it's to keep the government in check and at bay. And you know what? He might be right. If German citizens were allowed to own guns and Hitler comes to power, then maybe, just maybe, he may have thought twice before he did what he did. I mean, it's awful easy for an unarmed citizen to be overrun by an armed army or militia. And that's why we have that in this country. That's why America would be so hard. Could it be done? Yes. But it would be just, it would be a very, very bloody thing. The comment, which came during an interview with CNN's Wolf Blitzer, was similar to the argument Carson had made last week's mass shooting in Oregon. in which he defended the Second Amendment and suggested that the victims should have fought the gunman. And that's the other thing. They're all upset. I can't believe he said that. Why not? I know we've all been, Oprah Winfrey. I mean, we're just all getting, we're a nation of wussies, of just wussies. We are. Oh, and then, I heard that, and I watched this news thing, and this lady said, well, now here, I'm going to give you the tips. You should, do what they say. It doesn't matter. If some nut's in there going to kill you, then he's going to kill you. You can comply with him, or maybe you might still be killed, but think of the lives that could be saved. Go back to the 9/11 hijackers when, let's roll. And they did. I mean, that plane was headed, some say, for Washington. I mean, think of the lives that those people saved. They gave up their life, but they weren't cowards. They weren't wusses. And I understand, but when a man gives this advice, and this is a man giving manly advice. It's not suicidal advice. It's a man standing up, being a man in a society where we want to, feminize everything. And they're all upset with him. Why? I would say the reason they're upset with him is because, they're probably scared of their own shadow. They know they would never do that. And instead of saying, well, hey man, this guy's showing, bravery and is not a coward, they have to bring him down. They have to cut him down. They have to start. And of course, the other reason they don't like Dr. Carson is because he is everything that Obama's not. This guy come out of poverty, could have been in the system, the welfare system, lived off the government, but he rises up, becomes one of the best neurosurgeons in the world, is a conservative. He's black, a conservative that's broken through the system, and tells other people that they can break through the system. The liberal media in Barack Hussein Obama's administration, they hate that. They need you to be in the system. So, that's why I like Dr. Ben Carson. He states what's on his mind, doesn't back down, which I really like. And I know that really upsets the liberal media because they're so used to, calling you everything in a name, and you're a racist, there's a horrible person, and then everybody, oh, I'm sorry, I'm so sorry. And he looks at him and goes, no, I'm not sorry. This is what I said. This is what I believe. And in America, you have the right to say that, and you have the right to believe that. You don't have to agree with it. Speaking of which, did anyone watch the interview with Barack Hussein Obama on 60 Minutes? I was telling the news director earlier, I can't figure out if he is that arrogant. We're talking about Barack Hussein Obama, community organizer in chief. I can't figure out if he is that arrogant or he's that stupid, because he walks that line. He kind of walks that line where he's, I'm going to be arrogant, I'm going to be stupid, or whatever. All right, we have a caller. Hello, caller, you're on the air.
Well, happy Columbus Day.
Happy Columbus Day.
We need to celebrate today. All the federal workers are off and the banks are closed.
We need to go eat Italian food.
That great explorer, Christopher Columbus, who if it wasn't for him, we'd still be living in the Stone Age. So happy Columbus Day. And,
I don't know if we'd still be living in the Stone Ages, but we would.
It would. I mean, it was Columbus that caused us to
sailed
the age of reason. The explorers came over here and put the Indians in their place.
He sailed the ocean blue
and Europeanized it, and Westernized it, and Christianized it. We did all the right things.
I think he's the one that actually started climate change.
However, I think people tend to forget that you're never going to get a liberal to agree with reason because they're mentally ill. And I don't say that facetiously. They believe that stealing is okay. Anyone that believes that robbery is okay has a mental issue, has a problem. So they just want to do it in the form of the government. So the tenets of stealing from one and giving to another, killing unborn babies, confiscating property, that it is a mental illness, and the media has that mental illness. Now, Scott Kelly was annoyed. Annoyed at Obama that he's not going to send American troops to die and fight that scummy Middle East.
He was.
What we're doing there anyway.
Yeah, and I'm going to talk about that after the break. Thank you so much, caller, for calling in. And he's right. Mental illness runs through the liberal media, liberal politicians. You know, they care more than I care, right? You listen to Mr. Judd Show, Hot News Talk Radio, AM 1240. One of Bill's bimbos is back.
You give us 12 minutes and 40 seconds, we'll give you Chattanooga and the world.
News Talk 1240.
After this cool start with some areas of dense fog, expect some sunshine and warmer weather for today. Highs upper 70s. Tonight, clouds quickly thickening with some showers passing through, lows mid and upper 50s. For Tuesday and Wednesday, though, more sunshine, looking great. Highs 72 to 75. Randy's Pawn Shop in Trenton is having a divorce liquidation auction this Saturday. Gun safes, even Randy's Prize Colt Pistol Collection and Harley all must go at Randy's Pawn Shop just off 559 Trenton. And I'm WDEF News Wall's Chief Meteorologist Patrick Orr.
On AM 1240, Hot News Talk Radio.
This is Judy Gammon, author of the award-winning book, Age to Perfection, How to Thrive to 100, Happy, Healthy, and Wise. And this is your Stay Young Medical Minute. Each day I bring you one new tip that will help you stay young and stay vibrant. Most people don't think about arthritis. They think it's an old person's problem, but the reality is it affects people of all ages. 21% of adults have some form of arthritis, and 2/3 of arthritis patients are under the age of 65. If you suffer from arthritis, there are things you can do to improve your symptoms. Exercising in water increases your mobility, and it's been proven to reduce pain, stiffness, and swelling without causing more damage to the joint. Now, if you have access to a pool, I want you to swim at least 3 times a week. This will help oil the gears, so to speak. Also, eating a diet in vitamin C and omega-3 fatty acids can also help ease the symptoms of arthritis. If your joints swell or if you have trouble moving around like you used to, talk to your doctor about ways that you can protect your joints and stay flexible and mobile. Be careful of starting a prescription regimen that can cause other issues, and instead opt for more natural remedies like supplements and appropriate exercise. We want to empower you with as much health information as possible. Visit StayYoungAmerica.com for free podcasts of the Staying Young Radio Show and free medical minutes, just like these. Go to StayYoungAmerica.com.
You give us 12 minutes and 40 seconds, we'll give you Chattanooga and the world.
News Talk 1240.
Are you tired of feeling like just another account number to your financial advisor? Try something refreshingly different. Call Edward Jones Financial Advisor Patrick Neal in Hickson at 870-7894. Edward Jones, making sense of investing. Member SIPC.
That smells so good. Smells like a big Italian dinner. But you're going to walk out with 2. Buy 1 hot pizza, get a 1 for free. 2 pizzas. You got the 2 for the price of 1 at Raphael's Italian Restaurant and Pizzeria. My favorite Italian restaurant of all the time. Now, I'm living in Hickson. I go to Raphael's right down the street in Hickson Pike, right near Highland Plaza. You're in Saudi Daisy? Raphael's Italian Restaurant and Pizzeria in Saudi Daisy. Just next to Saudi Daisy Church of God. Hey, you're on Signal Mountain. There's a Raphael's Italian Restaurant and a Pizzeria. It's right on the main drag. You're going to love the pasta, the pizza. Buy 1 hot pizza, get a 1 for free. 2 pizzas. You got the 2 for the price of 1 at Raphael's Italian Restaurant and Pizzeria. Tastes so good. Bring the whole family. Come on, Raphael's Italian Restaurant and Pizzeria. Mangia. Salute.
Social media, we're on that. Hot News Talk Radio on Facebook, at Hot News Talk Radio on Twitter. Download the TuneIn app and follow us anywhere at any time. AM 1240, Hot News Talk Radio.
You give us 12 minutes and 40 seconds, we'll give you Chattanooga and the world.
News Talk 1240.
Ooh, baby, it's the Mr. Judd Show.
Are you following us on Twitter and on Facebook? It's simple. Go to either Twitter or Facebook or both. Hot News Talk Radio. We have probably one of the best writings of Twitter anywhere. So you need to go check that out. Our Facebook page is getting more and more and more and more and more and more activity. So like us there. You're listening to Hot News Talk Radio, AM 1240. You can listen to us at hotnewstalkradio.com. Hey, we got the Digital Drive up next. Remember, he's going to be talking about how face painting will affect your cell phone. Yeah, I mean, I think that's going to be pretty interesting. After him, we have Clutch. That's a sports show where he's going to come in and he's going to gloat on his Texas Longhorns. That's the one and only Keon Rose. Then we have Sean Hannity, 3 to 5. And stick on in there because we got that live at 5 thing we do from 5 to 6. So on your way home, you're catching up on all that's happened in the world while you've been at work and happened in Chattanooga. We have local news. We have traffic to make sure we get you home safe and quickly. And, of course, weather. And then after, live at 5 on Hot News Talk Radio, AM 1240, we have Cowboy Up with the one and only Tex. Most unique show, I'm going to say, in America. I mean, not only here in Chattanooga, but in America. In America, you'll hear a very unique show. It's a Cowboy Up with a Mr. Tex. Okay, from the Climate Depot. Inconvenient truths. 2014 global natural disasters were down massively. Dang it. Can you believe that? We needed some more we need more natural disasters. We need the earth to really let us know what we're doing is wrong and we're bad people. No trend in tornadoes or cyclones since 1950. Come on now. We're driving bigger SUVs. We're polluting. I mean, VW's spewing that crap all out of their diesel engines. I don't think so. The Geneva, Switzerland-based International Federation of the Red Cross recently released its 2014 National Disaster Report. U.S. hurricanes, tornado activity trends since 1950 have remained flat or they are decreasing. Now, I thought global, because it was global cooling, and then, it's not cooling, it's warming, and then it's really not warming, so it's just change. And the way they monitor this is all the bad hurricanes and all these bad tornadoes and all of this. But now the Red Cross is saying, we're not really. Not really. Maybe the earth is just being the earth. Maybe weather is just being weather. And maybe human beings aren't as godlike as they want to be and say, we're changing the weather. If you watched last night the 60-minute interview with Barack Hussein Obama, you know, one of the questions was, is Putin showing leadership in the Middle East and really a better leader than you, Obama? That's kind of the gist of and Obama answered it this way. He is leading his first line. He's leading on global climate change. You have 150,000 Russian troops pouring into the Middle East, and he's worried about climate change. Once again, is he that arrogant or is he that stupid? You decide. You decide. It just boggles my mind. All of the things going on in the world. You got ISIS. Well, and he calls them ISIL. I don't care what you call them. You know, you've got the global economy. You got the American economy. And he's worried about global climate change. It just boggles my freaking mind, man. It's just amazing. Okay. This is from WND.com. Hillary's nightmare. For the first time since Hillary Clinton announced her candidacy for president, Bill Clinton's notorious. She's notorious. What makes her notorious? Because we found out about her. So we'll scratch that. Bill Clinton's mistress for 12 years, Jennifer Flowers, is now speaking out, calling Hillary's bid to run in part on women's issue a joke. Well, I think you wouldn't have put women's issue. I think Hillary running is a joke. In the wide-ranging interview on the popular Sunday night program, Alan Klein's Investigative Radio, Flowers further accused Hillary of being an enabler that has encouraged him, that's Bill, to go out and do whatever he does with women. She always got things on the back of her husband. I think it's a joke that she would run on women's issues. This can't help her. She's got the email scandal. She's got the Benghazi thing. And now this is the second one of Bill's women that have come out against Hillary. Now let's see. I know what the campaign's going to say. It's this massive right-wing conspiracy, but I mean, you know, and she runs around. It's like, you know, the caller, if you missed it a while ago, we had a caller right before the last segment, and we've covered a myriad of things here on the show today. Everything from the AP Top 25 to, you know, the Obama interview. And, so, you know, even Old McDonald's farm. So we have covered it here on the Mr. Judd Show, but, you know, he said that it is a disease, and I think it is a disease where as long as they care or as long as they talk about an issue, it doesn't matter what they do. And it shows because they really never do anything. What has the Obama administration done for women's health issues outside of supporting Planned Parenthood? You know, so that they support, so for women's health issues, we're going to support murder of unborn babies. And we're going to say we're great on women's health. You know, in fact, one day I wore pink shoelaces to show my solidarity, which is a whole nother thing. This whole stuff of pink stuff in NFL, I just can't take it. But anyway, I mean, what have they done? What will Hillary do for women's issues? What will Hillary do for women's issues? I'm going to say nothing because they really don't care. They just want the vote at the time, and then they're going to push their agenda through. And can you say anything better for the Republicans? No. You know, the Republicans do the same thing. They promise we're going to reform this, and we're going to do this, and we're going to cut the budget here. We're going to balance the budget here. We're going to do this. Do they do anything? No. I mean, it's all about keeping their job and keeping the cushiness. But this is, you know, Jennifer Flowers, of course, she had a 12-year-long affair with Schlick Willie. And, you know, I think that as we get more into the campaign, you're going to see more and more in this. Now, the interesting thing is the Democrats have a debate. I believe it's Wednesday night, and it's going to be on CNN. And I would bet $1 to a donut that any of these scandals that hurt her will not be brought up by the host. I don't think they'll go after her on it. Now, if it's a Republican, absolutely, they'd be hitting her hard. But I bet the email thing is glossed over. The Benghazi thing is glossed over. The, you know, what have you done to save Bill thing is glossed over. And I'm guessing that the other folks in the race may not bring it up either. I bet they've been instructed not to. I mean, they have to protect her. They have to protect her from her. So I'm going to watch that just to see, because I look at politics like a sport, you know. And so I'm going to watch that just to kind of see how that plays out, because I think that is very, very, very odd. One thing before we go here, we got just a couple of minutes. Look, and this is from Good News Network, and this is pretty cool. For more than 20 years, Dr. Jim Withers has walked the streets of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, going where the homeless go to bring them free, quality medical care. He calls it street medicine, and I think that is pretty cool. I think that is very cool. He calls it street medicine, and he does this out of the goodness of his heart. He does this just, you know, because he cares about people. He doesn't make a big thing about it. He's done it for 20 years. He doesn't make a big thing about it. They're going to give him an award there in his hometown of Pittsburgh. So we salute you, Dr. Jim Withers, and anybody else that's out there helping the homeless any way they can. So, you know, if you see someone out helping, or you can help someone today, give them maybe nothing but a smile. Maybe nothing but a smile. But if you can give them a smile, and if you can just kind of, you know, say, hey, have a nice day. Have a nice day. You know, a smile is kind of that thing that lifts people's heart. And that's exactly what you want to do. It's Monday. We got a whole week ahead of us. Tomorrow, do not forget, we're going to be talking about what is missing from this studio. Very, very important. You don't want to miss it. You're listening to the Mr. Judd Show. You're also listening to Hot News Talk Radio, AM 1240. The hottest, the newsiest, the talkingest radio station in town, bar none. If you're not listening to us, then you might as well be listening to elevator music.